Earthquakes, volcanoes, and tsunamis. Introduction. The ground and the ocean are usually peaceful, but forces deep within the earth can suddenly cause earthquakes, volcanoes, and tsunamis. In this book, you will read about these events and the forces that cause them. Deep within the earth, the top layer of the earth is made of giant pieces of rock, like pieces of a puzzle. The pieces of rock called plates make up continents and ocean floors where the plates came together. There are often cracks and gaps called faults. Underneath the plates, the earth is very hot. It is so hot that rock melts into the liquid called magma. This plate floats on top of the liquid magma. The magma is always moving, dragging the plates around with it. At the edges of the moving plate, three different things can happen. If the plates are moving against each other, one plate slides under the other plate. Plate 1. If the plates are moving past each other, the edges of the plates grind together. Plate 2. And if the plates are moving apart, they make a gap where magma comes up. Plate 3. Some earthquakes can triple trembling. Sometimes the plate gets caught on the other and cannot move. The pressure and energy builds up, then sometimes suddenly the rocks give away, the ground shakes. Far above, people feel an earthquake. Some earthquakes are small and harmless, but sometimes the shaking is so strong that buildings crumble, bridges collapse, and large cracks open in the ground. We measure the strength of earthquakes on an instrument called seismogram. Each earthquake is given a number from the Richter scale, depending on its strength. The Richter scale. People cannot feel the earthquake. Only sensitive instruments can detect it. 2. People usually do not feel it. Some people in tall buildings may sense a slight swaying. 3. Many people near the origin of the earthquake notice the shaking. No damage occurs. 4. People at the origin of the earthquake definitely feel it. Hitting objects where water splashes in the swimming pool. Water splashes in the swimming pool. Some weak buildings may be damaged. 5. Spread over a wider area. Usually lots of damage to weak buildings at around center. Some damage to strong buildings. 6. Lots of damage to weak buildings. Some damage to strong buildings. Damage can spread over 160 kilometers, 100 miles. A very major earthquake, most buildings at the center are destroyed. Cracks from the earth, ground, underground pipes break. Large islands can occur. 8. Buildings and bridges destroyed. Large cracks appear in the ground. Large landslides. 9. The ground appears to move in waves. Entire rivers may move. Objects can be thrown into the air. Total destruction of buildings and other structures. Volcanoes, enormous explosion. The volcano begins when magma from deep inside the earth comes out through a crack in the earth's surface. When the magma reaches the surface, it cools into solid rock, often forming a mountain or island. Sometimes the hot magma cools before getting to the surface. It is hard to a solid piece of rock plugging up the crack or hole where the magma where it has been sleeping out. Hot gases in the magma continue to press against the plug. The pressure grows. Suddenly the volcano explodes. When the mountains explode, they send tons of rocks rolling down the side. These falling rocks are called landslides. Clouds of ash and dust rise into the air during volcanic eruptions. The ash falls to the ground like snow. Large ash clouds can even block out sunlight. Some large volcanoes have snow and ice on top. The hot gases melt all the snow and ice at once. The water rushes down the mountain. This large dirt-filled flood is called a mudslide. Scientists are not yet able to predict when earthquakes will happen, but they have become very good at predicting volcanic eruptions in 1991. Scientists warned people in the country of the Philippines that a volcano was about to erupt. Many people left the area and found safety before the huge volcano erupted. Tsunamis. Wild waves. Tsunamis are huge waves caused by earthquakes or volcanoes. Tsunamis can be as high as a football field. It's long. They are the largest waves in the world. Volcano landslides caused by earthquakes or volcanoes sometimes fall into the sea and make huge waves. Earthquakes and volcanoes can also happen on the ocean floor. All of these events can create tsunamis. Tsunamis speed away from where they begin in all directions. A tsunami can cross an entire ocean. Tsunamis travel very fast. In the open ocean, tsunamis may not be very high above the surface or of the water, but they are very deep. As the tsunami comes close to land, the rising ocean flow pushes the wave upward. Then a tsunami reaches land. It is tall enough to destroy almost anything in its path. Most tsunamis are between 1 and 10 stories high. That might not sound very high, but it is hard to imagine the power of this much moving water. Even a small tsunami can destroy houses, streets, and entire towns. Like volcanoes, tsunamis are becoming easier to predict. Scientists have instruments to detect volcanoes and earthquakes. When a large one happens, scientists often have time to warn people that a tsunami may be coming. Conclusion: during a large earthquake, the ground shakes, destroying homes and property. In an explosive volcanic eruption, liquid rock, ash, and landslide can cover whole cities, and tsunamis can cause billions of dollars in damage. Scientists are working to be able to predict volcanoes, earthquakes, and tsunamis in order to save thousands of lives.